Welcome, guys. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful books ever written on success, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This isn't just a summary. It's a journey into the mindset that has created millionaires and visionaries for generations. In this video, you'll discover how thoughts become things, why desire and faith are the foundation of success, and how mastering your mind can transform every area of your life, from wealth to personal growth. So stay tuned, watch till the end, and remember, this video could change the way you think about life, money, and the limitless power of your potential. This is the fundamental, earth-shattering truth that Napoleon Hill uncovered after 20 years of studying the most successful men of his era, commissioned by the legendary industrialist Andrew Carnegie. This truth is the bedrock of Think and Grow Rich, a book that is less a financial guide and more a philosophical blueprint for building the life you are destined to have. It is a manifesto that declares, with unwavering certainty, that your thoughts are the most potent currency you will ever possess. The journey to riches, Hill discovered, begins not with an action, but with a state of being. It starts with a burning desire. This is not a passive wish, not a, "it would be nice if." This is a white-hot, all-consuming, primal obsession. It is a desire that you take to bed with you at night, and that greets you the moment you open your eyes in the morning. You must know exactly what you want, down to the last dollar, the last detail. You must write it down, articulate a clear plan for achieving it, and then, this is the critical part, you must repeat that statement of desire to yourself twice a day, with feeling, with faith, with an unshakable conviction that it is already yours. You are not hoping for it to happen. You are commanding the universe to fall in line with your vision. This desire becomes the fuel that will power you through every obstacle, every moment of doubt, every failure that life will inevitably throw your way. But desire alone is a fire without a hearth. It can rage wildly, but it cannot build a home. The next step is to transmute that desire into its physical counterpart through faith. Faith is the head chemist of the mind. It is the element that takes your vague hopes and crystallizes them into an unshakable belief. Hill teaches us that faith is a state of mind that can be induced by auto-suggestion, by affirming to your subconscious mind over and over again that you are capable, you are worthy, and you will achieve your definite purpose. You must see yourself already in possession of your goal. You must feel the leather of the new car seat. You must smell the salt air from the balcony of your beach house. You must feel the profound peace of a zero balance on your debts. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a real experience and one vividly and repeatedly imagined. By programming your subconscious with faith, you are setting your internal GPS to the coordinates of your desire, and it will begin to guide your actions, your decisions, and even your opportunities toward that destination. This process of self-programming leads to the development of what Hill calls auto-suggestion. This is the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious mind. It is the practice of feeding your mind with positive, specific, and goal-oriented affirmations until they become part of your very identity. You are no longer a person who wants to be rich. You are a person who is rich, currently in a state of transition. This shift in identity is everything. It changes the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you negotiate, and the way you perceive every single event in your life. a setback becomes a lesson. A rejection becomes a redirection. Your mind, now tuned to a frequency of success, begins to see opportunities where others see only obstacles. To solidify this new identity, you must then engage in specialized knowledge. General knowledge is plentiful and largely useless for wealth creation. Specialized knowledge is organized and intelligently directed, applied for a specific purpose. You do not need to know everything. You simply need to become an expert in the one thing that will get you to your goal. And crucially, Hill points out, you do not even need to possess this knowledge yourself. You only need to know where to find it and how to leverage the people who have it. This brings us to one of the most powerful concepts in the entire book, the master mind. The master mind is more than a network. It is a sacred alliance. It is defined as the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. When minds connect in harmony, a third, invisible, intangible force is created. Like a psychic synergy, this mastermind group becomes your brain trust, your counsel, your source of power and accountability. It is here that ideas are forged in the fire of collective intelligence. No great fortune was ever built alone. From Henry Ford to Andrew Carnegie, every giant of industry stood on the shoulders of a mastermind. You must seek out those who complement your skills, who share your vision, and who will push you to become more than you are. With your desire burning, your faith unshakable, and your mastermind in place, you must now execute with persistence. Persistence is not a single, grand gesture. It is the quiet, determined power that keeps you going long after the initial excitement has faded. It is the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. Willpower is fleeting, but persistence is a habit. Hill reveals the simple, four-step secret to cultivating persistence. A definite purpose, backed by a burning desire. A definite plan, continuously acted upon. A mind closed tightly against all negative and discouraging influences. And a friendly alliance with a master mind group. This is the engine that will carry you across the finish line when your body and mind are screaming for you to quit. And as you persist, you will need to harness one of the most potent yet misunderstood forces of human nature, the power of the subconscious mind, particularly through sexual transmutation. Hill describes this as the switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of some other nature. Sexual energy is the most powerful creative energy we possess. When this energy is harnessed and redirected from purely physical expression towards our creative endeavors, business pursuits, or artistic expressions, it becomes a supercharger for the mind. It lends brilliance, magnetism, and a dynamic driving force to your personality and your work. The genius is often the man who has discovered how to channel this profound energy into a worthy cause. All of this mental architecture, however, is useless without a concrete plan and the ability to make decisions. Hill found that a defining trait of all the successful people he studied was the habit of making decisions promptly and changing them slowly, if and when a change was warranted. The person who wavers, who is blown about by every opinion and every circumstance, will never accumulate great wealth. You must cultivate the power to hear all sides of an issue, to deliberate, and then to act with finality. Indecision is a seed of failure. A wrong decision is often better than no decision at all, for it sets you on a path where you can learn, adjust, and move forward. As you walk this path, you will be tested. You will face failure. But Hill reframes failure not as a monster to be feared, but as a teacher to be embraced. It carries within it the seed of an equivalent advantage. Every time you fall, you must have the wisdom to search for that seed. This is where you will need to confront and conquer the 6 ghosts of fear. These are the basic fears that paralyze the vast majority of humanity. The fear of poverty, the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of loss of love of someone, the fear of old age, and the fear of death. These fears are not real. They are phantoms, states of mind that you have the power to create, and therefore the power to destroy. They are the greatest enemy you will ever face, for they live inside you, whispering lies, breeding doubt, and extinguishing desire. To achieve riches, you must perform a surgical strike on these fears. You must look them in the eye and realize they have no power over you unless you grant it to them. So, what is the ultimate takeaway from this profound work? It is that you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Wealth is not an external event. It is an internal creation. It is the natural result of a mind that has been disciplined, a desire that has been focused, and a faith that has been unbroken. The money, the properties, the investments, they are merely the physical manifestations, the echoes of a rich mind. The real treasure is not what you accumulate in your bank account, but who you become in the process, a person of power, of purpose, of unshakable will. The principles in Think and Grow Rich are not a quick fix. They are a call to a lifelong pilgrimage of self-mastery. They demand that you take full and complete responsibility for everything in your life. They ask you to believe in the unbelievable, to see the invisible, and to achieve the impossible. The blueprint is here. The path is clear. The only question that remains is the most important one you will ever answer. Do you possess the burning desire to start walking it and the persistence to never, ever stop? The power to think and grow rich has been within you all along. It is time to awaken it. Subscribe for more. Stay updated.